When I got there, everything changed. The story changed. It turns out to be that I have to prostitute, I have to sleep with men. There are days you just get to 10, 15, 20 men for 1,000 sefa. Yeah, so
Did you say 10, 15, 20 men per day?
yes, there are some days, if I can remember very well, I worked up to 100,000, 100,000 sefa. That I don't know the particular amount of men, but I knew that very day I worked very well, 100,000. That my madam was even happy. She was like, "Yeah, that's my girl." But I was not happy inside of me. There are some that would have sex with you, they'll still refuse to give you your money. They'll tell you, if you're not comfortable around you, this is Burkina Faso, go back to Nigeria.
It's the beginning of a new year, and the very first episode of the Migration Stories series for this year is about this young lady who was trafficked to Burkina Faso for the sole reason of prostitution. She had been deceived with the promise of a seeming decent job of gold washing, as she puts it, but she found herself being used as a prostitute in order to survive. She explained to Damilare Konla in this new episode of our migration story how she sometimes slept with 20 men daily just to please her madam, whom she said is Nigerian. The 25-year-old lady is now back to Nigeria and she's willing to start a new lease of life. But first, listen to her story. You have a story you want to share with us?
Yes.
Share your story. Tell me your story. What happened?
I was trafficked down to Burkina Faso. Before I left, I was told I was going to be washing gold. That at the end of the month, I'll be paid 50 to 100,000 naira. So I was happy because of the way my family was. I actually thought everything was going to be okay. But when I got there, everything changed. The story changed. It turns out to be that I have to prostitute. Like, everything just changed. I had to sleep with men. Yeah, I have to pay my madam. I paid her 1,500,000. Yeah,
What year was this?
2017. And I left 2017.
How many years were you in Burkina Faso?
2 years plus. Yeah, it was Hope's having foundation that helped me back. Yeah, so helped me come back to Lagos.
Who's this madam? How did you get to know her? Where did you meet her?
I was actually working in the place I was working in Benin. I got to meet this guy, so he saw how everything was going with my family. So I was like, do I want to travel out? I said yes, that I would like to travel out. I was like, so how is it? What am I going to be doing over there? He said I would just watch gold and make good money. I was happy. I was so happy. I won't lie you. So, but when we got there, everything changed, and I had no choice because I was not hearing their language. That's French. My PS, they collected it from me, so I was stranded. The madam was even telling me if I do not do this job, she might end up killing me, stuff like that. She started threatening me, so I just had to look back at my family, look back from where I was coming from. I was like, okay, let me just do it because I got no choice.
Tell us about your family. Who are your parents and your siblings? Do you have
My both parents are still okay. They are not together, but they still kind of communicate. I have two younger sisters and one daughter.
You have a child.
Yeah, I have a child, one.
You had the child before going to Burkina Faso.
Yeah, I had her before going.
How about the father?
I don't know. He, ever since I had the child, he has not been taking responsibility. So I had her all by myself.
How old is she?
4.
So it means you left your daughter in Nigeria and went to Burkina Faso.
Yeah, I left her with my mom.
Did your mother know you were going to Burkina Faso?
She knew, but she never knew the kind of job I later went there to do, because I opened up to her. I don't lie to my mom. And so I thought that this is the kind of job he told me I'm going over there to do. It's a good job. So like, okay, thank God it's a legal job. But later on, everything just changed. It turned out to be a very sad story.
What were you doing in Burkina Faso?
Yeah, like I said earlier, we have to sleep with men to even feed ourselves. Because if for instance you're going out, we work by evening. Yeah, so once it's evening, like 6 till to the next day, depending how the customers are coming. There are days we just get to 10, 15, 20 men. So they work for 1,000 sefa.
Did you say 10, 15, 20 men per day?
Yes, there are some days, if I can remember very well, I worked up to 100,000 sefa. That I don't know the particular amount of men, but I knew that very day I worked very well, 100,000. And my madam was even happy. She was like, "Yeah, that's my girl." But I was not happy inside of me. So every time, once we're done working, she have this book that she writes down the amount we've worked for that day. If you've worked 10,000, she'll minus 1,000, 2,000 for your feeding money, 2,000 for the house rent. Then she collects the rest. Then you have nothing with you. You can't buy anything, and even inside the 2,000 you're paying, you have to feed once inside.
Did you have a specific number of men you were required to sleep with in a day? Did she subject you to that you must sleep with this number of men, or was there a particular amount you were supposed to make on a daily basis?
Should I say yes or no? If after the day's work you come home with like 5,000, she gets angry with you. But if you come home with 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, goodness, you are favorite for that day.
And there was a day you made 100,000 one day.
Yeah, one day. We leave for work, let me say by 6, then we don't sleep. We'll stay awake till like 4, 3 the next day. Yeah. We just continue working, like just work to make sure you have the money, because if you do not have that enough money to give to her, that very day is just going to turn to another thing.
Some of these men, did they subject you to some kind of unnecessary abuse too while you were there? Kind of abuse?
Yeah, there are some that would have sex with you. They'll still refuse to give you your money. They'll tell you, if you're not comfortable around you, this is Burkina Faso, go back to Nigeria. That's what they'll tell you. There are some that will, even after having sex with you, they will collect the money you've made from you, and if you're not even being careful, they'll beat you. There's nobody that is going to come and say stop, because they just see the way they see we Nigerians over there, like we are animals to them.
This madam that you're talking about, is she Nigerian?
Yeah, she's a Nigerian.
She took you to Burkina Faso from Nigeria?
Yeah, I'm not even the only one. There are lots, like uncountable Nigerians over there. Girls, I can't count. There are a lot of Nigerian girls going through a lot.
Were you scared something terrible might happen to you while all of this was going on? Were you scared?
Yeah, I was scared. And, if you've never been to somewhere before, that was actually my first time of traveling. So with the way she was talking, that she has already bought me, that I had no choice, I had to pay the money, stuff like that. I was like, oh goodness. And I was not understanding the French at that time. My PS I came with, she collected it from me. My phone, she collected it, so there was actually no way for me to run. They were not using Naira there, they used Sefa, so how on earth am I supposed to run? I could not.
Before leaving for Burkina Faso, what were you doing in Nigeria? Did you go to school? What were you doing in Nigeria? How were you living in Nigeria?
Yeah, I was actually in ND1. ND1 before I met, so I gave birth to four. So I got pregnant, so I just had to drop out of school. Things weren't going well again, so I just had to drop out of school. So then I was working with a dry cleaning company like that. Yeah, so I was actually their secretary before I met the guy that talked to me about the Burkina Faso issue. Yeah.
When did you come back?
I think, let me just say 2 weeks now. 2 weeks now, yeah. Yeah, the foundation that helped me come back, I actually thought they were going to help me all through. Yeah, so I was happy at the beginning, but later on they asked me to, okay, since they've helped me come back to Nigeria, I need to go back to my parents. I was like, my mother stays alone. Like, how on earth would I, after 2 years plus, how would I just go to her empty-handed like that? I cannot. I rather stay in Lagos, because I know Lagos is full of opportunities that I can actually stay in Lagos and get whatsoever I want. So I was like, okay, the first problem I was having was the accommodation. I was like, oh God, how am I going to do? So the man was like, okay, you need to talk to a particular friend of his. So you talk to her. So the girl says, I'll be staying for some days with her. I'm like, okay, at least for some days, let me try and see if I can get a job. So
what can you do?
I can do, and if anything is nothing, like I need a job, legal job. Like I know, because I don't have a certificate to show off, but I think there are other jobs I can do. I can actually be a secretary to someone, PA, work. Should I say work in a hotel? Anything I can do, as far as it's legal. But me going back to the streets, no. I'm not doing that.
You're not thinking of maybe studying the mass comm, are you?
The opportunity is not there. The income. How on earth am I supposed to train myself? I don't have anything to do at hand now. So, and the help is not coming in. So I don't know. But if I had the opportunity to go back to school, I would love to. Yeah, that's just the honest truth.
The woman who took you there, what would she do if she discovers you escaped?
I was done paying her before I left. Yeah, so the thing is, she's this kind of person, should I say diabolic? Yeah. So ever since I finished paying her, I could not say my, like, there are lots of times men will come, they'll tell me I look like an old woman. You understand? They just talk trash. I was like, okay, this is no longer the ordinary thing we used to know. So the best thing of me wasting my time. There are a lot of girls that are there. They spend like 20 years, 10 years. But like my case is different. Yeah. So any which way, I'm just going to come back home. Yeah.
How do you feel? What are the thoughts that go through your mind? Like, what do you think about these days?
What I just think about is I never knew my life was going to be this way. So there are times I'll just wake up, I'll just sit down like, God, why did you allow this happen to me? This was not what you promised to me. This was not how I ever think my life was going to be. God, I just keep having faith like, God, I know one day you're going to see me through.